Welcome, everyone. I'm glad you're here. Another iteration of the South Dade, another iteration of the South Dade Chamber of Commerce shout out. We have so many cameras here, and the director is on me, trying to make sure that I'm looking at the right camera. But yep, he's keeping me on track. Good job. Today, I'm very excited to have Julie Robinson here with us today. Julie Robinson is going to talk to us about something that's very near to my heart, being a veteran. She is the director of the South Dade Veterans Alliance. And hi, how are you?
I'm great this morning. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for asking. What brought you back here to Miami? Because you left for a while.
Yes. Miami is my home. And I came
Okay.
back after serving in the military. I came back here. Yes, I've been in Miami all of my life except for my military experiences.
Okay. So tell us what you're doing now.
Well, right now I am the director of the South Dade Veterans Alliance. I started the South Dade Veterans Alliance after my tender at the Department of Veteran Affairs. I in my work with the Department of Veteran Affairs, I was the first community employment coordinator there. In Throughout the years, I learned through working with the staff at the Miami VA that there was little or no resources in South Dade for veterans, and particularly how women veterans are marginalized and those sorts of things. So there came South Dade Veterans Alliance to provide services for veterans in the South Dade area.
Okay. So when I heard you say that you're actually filling gaps
Yes,
for our veterans, how important is this?
it's very important. The gaps in the services that are provided for women veterans, particularly women veterans who live with and are struggling with military sexual trauma, intimate partner abuse. We and those sorts of things. We try to provide every resource available for them to get them to the proper physical health for their physical health, for mental health, and any resource they may need if it's housing or whatever the case. We're there.
Okay.
We also, of course, serve men as well. We do serve men in the South Bay area, but our primary
There were
focus
a
is
few of
women.
us here. Yeah.
Yeah, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay, so tell me, what are some of the issues? What are some of the things that let's say the gaps that you're helping to fill?
Well, there is a serious issue with women veterans who suffer with military sexual trauma. These women have serious issues about, not so much that the VA is at fault, but because the VA is a male dominant institution, women have trouble with going to the VA and getting the proper um, assistance that they need. They don't want to be in those types of situations where they will encounter men on a regular basis. So it kind of pushes them away. What we're doing is we're trying to provide that safe haven, that safe space where they will be able to sit down and have conversations about um, their issues and whatever those issues are. We try to provide that space for them to talk about these things. We do have mental health providers. We do work with and have uh, relationships with the VA. So the VA also provides whatever we need for these veterans.
Okay, so there's kind of that elimination of discomfort or threat elimination by placing these individuals, these female veterans, in a comfort zone, more or less.
The beauty of South Day Veterans Alliance and this particular group of women is the fact that we share those things. I am a survivor of military sexual trauma, and I try to provide whatever safe haven it is for other women to be able to be free, to be able to talk about what they are. We hold each other's hand, we wipe each other's tears away. We try to help them to do and be who they are. Women forget in these situations, they forget that we know how to be soldiers. We forget how to be women, mother, friend.
Hmm.
because of those issues of sexual trauma or intimate partner abuse, or even being marginalized when women feel as if they have no hope. Fortunate for me, I had the Miami VA. There were many women at the Miami VA that were in my corner and was there for me throughout the years. And the things that I learned and the things that I went through at that I did not get, I tried to find those resources for other women so that they will not have to feel those those times, feel like they're alone. And
Okay.
so I'm grateful for being able to do that for them.
Okay. So, in addition to these counseling services and this comfort zone that you create, what other things do you do for veterans here in South Dade?
So when we were talking about the comfort zone, we have women. There's a initiative. South Dade Veterans Alliance have the Women in the Community Supporting Women in Uniform initiative. That initiative is where we on Zoom. We allow them to come on. We work with the military, with the military museum. They provide a historian that comes on and tells women veterans their worth. They talk about the history. She talks about the history of women veterans and those things and those the value they have made throughout their service in the military. We then have different resources available. Just about everybody's been on that call, from Mayor Danielle Levine Carver to Senator Annette Dado. We've had the every resource available in Miami-Dade County. It's being on that call, and other agencies, the Advocate Program and the United Way, Mission United. They've all been on those calls to be able to provide whatever services. So women veterans get the opportunity to speak their mind, to get the opportunity there in this safe space where they could talk about their hurt, their struggles, and those other the resources are there to provide it to them firsthand, so they know exactly who to call, when to call. Those things are set up for them on those calls. So we try very hard to make sure that veterans have what they need here in South Dade.
Okay. When you say, excuse me, veterans having what they need, I mean, are there like housing people that come in and help, or the type of functional, and I don't mean to say that these conversations aren't functional, but what if they have an actual need,
Well, we
like
all
homelessness or things like that, things that where you'd have to get them off the streets or into someplace safe? How do you guys do that?
Well, we have a number of that's the purpose of the resources being on the calls. So the resources are there. So if a veteran has an issue, we address that issue right there.
Hmm.
So if a veteran is homeless, we have the Advocate Program that provides first, last, and security. We have the Mission United that has a housing program. We have the Department of Veteran Affairs that has a homeless program. We have a number of different resources that are available at any given time. At the drop of a dime, if a veteran says, "This is what I need," we're able to tap into what they need.
And that includes health care.
That includes the healthcare. Healthcare, we do healthcare enrollment for the VA. A lot of times veterans don't always want to go to the VA. We try to we try to talk them into going to the VA. If they don't, we find other resources that are available. We have CHI that's readily available. There's a lot of other um, avenues in which we take to make sure that the veteran has their. I was being the community resource, the community employment coordinator for the VA. Pretty much know what's around. You
Right,
get to
right,
know what's
right.
available in the community.
So employment opportunities, education opportunities, those things you can all try to
Yes,
put the
yes.
and it's not just women.
It's not
uh,
just women. No, sir. It's
Okay.
not just women. We are able to do compensation and pension. We are able to do claims. We have the ability to do the upgrades for discharges, anything to do with the cemetery of burials and stuff. We've had veterans, family members who have come to us after a veteran has passed away, and we help them get to the seat and affairs at the Department of Veteran Affairs so they can get whatever benefits. We walk them through the entire process. Yes.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent. This is excuse me. Amazing that this organization is there, and it's quite frankly been overlooked, because what you do, what I'm hearing you say, it's truly exciting. It's fulfilling. Thank you, sir. I have the greatest uh, folks in the background. They're behind the camera there,
Yeah.
but they actually make this go. The producers here are incredible. I wish I could turn the camera around on them,
Right.
but. One of the things that the chamber does, and one of the things that reasons this is so important to me, we have the Military Affairs Committee. It's one of the committees within the South Dade Chamber of Commerce. Um, I'm very pleased to say that our organization within the South Dade Chamber of Commerce is functional because we actually have people who have been in the military. We have people who know the experience, who have felt the horrors of and trauma of actually being in combat. And listening to what you're telling me, you provide that same kind of security blanket around these, not only the women but all of your members.
Right. Well, the beauty of South Day Veterans Alliance is that it is created for veterans by veterans.
Mhm.
So the South Day Veterans Alliance, I founded the program. Reverend Robert Brooks, who is the is the president of the St. Peter's Community Development Corporation. He's a veteran, Gulf War veteran. His wife is a Gulf War veteran. Every board member is either a veteran, a family member of a veteran. The whole gist of the South Day Veterans Alliance. I am so grateful to Reverend Brooks and the St. Peter's Community Development Corporation's board of directors, who listened and heard the cry and moved on and allowed us to be a part of their organization, so that we're on the opposites of them, and so we're able to now function with them, knowing that they have had family members. We've had family. They have family members who struggled from PTSD and from other issues and did not have the necessary help that they needed. So they're gun ho about trying to make sure that veterans have what they need in the community. So I am proud to be a part of the St. Peter's Community Development Corporation South Day Veterans Alliance. I am.
Well, there's a term I haven't heard in a long time: being gung ho.
Yeah, well,
So tell me, what you have several things that are on your calendar, on your schedule, that are upcoming. I heard something about a roundtable.
yeah, well, we are right now we're in conversations with a number of organizations. We are now working together to do the very first women veterans, wives of veterans, and the minor children of veterans conference. We have been in talks with the FIU. We're talking about having a series of different roundtables with different commissioners throughout the county, and have these conversations about military sexual trauma, bringing awareness and creating the necessary resources for these women. FIU is a great entity. They are working very hard with us to make this happen for us. Um, and they have a heart for veterans as well. And we are working with the mayor's office. We have the chairman Diaz's office, Commissioner McGee's office. We have Commissioner Danielle Cohen Higgins's office. We have a variety of different programs. Mission United, the CHI. CHI is one of the organizations that we work very, very, very closely with, and we are so grateful to them for supporting us in everything it is that we're doing. And so we have about 15 organizations that are working together for this conference, and we're going to have a sit down and have these different roundtables just to talk about leading up to the conference, and just to be able to talk about the needs of women veterans. A lot of the women veterans that living with military sexual trauma will be a part of these conversations so we can ensure. And other veterans, women, we have women veterans that have not experienced or have not said anything about any military sexual trauma abuse. But we do know that 20% of our military is now women. And so we're very concerned about what will they have coming back home. And so these conversations we'll have at these roundtables.
So what's so exciting about this for me is we talk about veterans, but in order to become a veteran, you have to actually be in the service.
Right.
And here in South Dade, we have a very, very robust military community.
Right.
We have several bases. So what I'm getting to is we have many, not only females, but men who are still in the service. These people can learn. These people are part of us. They're part of our community. Even if they come in for a short period of time, they're still part of our community.
Yeah.
These services that you provide are things that they can even listen to while they're still on active duty.
Right.
Okay. And what you're creating is a cadre of veterans who have been counseled and now maybe understand how to move forward and help some of these younger service members who are still serving. Being on that wall, again, is something that's near and dear to me. I spent 33 years. Coming out of it, all I want to do is make sure that the group that are behind me, and I have to say, my son just spent 22 years. He just retired.
Mm-hmm.
And so now he's doing the same thing, turning around and reaching back and finding those youngsters that are still on the wall, mm-hmm. that are still keeping us safe and making sure that they have the services that they need. Mm-hmm. So that maybe when they become veterans, mm-hmm. right, it might be a little bit easier. Mm-hmm. But if they don't, okay, knowing that the South Dade Veterans Alliance is there,
yeah.
Okay, is wonderful. So what about next quarter? Well, first of all, this conference, do you have a timetable, a schedule for that yet?
Yeah, this conference, we're working to have it in the first quarter of 2022. What I did not say was what South Dade Veterans Alliance serve women and men, mm-hmm. and we serve the wives of the veterans as well. We understand that wives play a significant role in military service. While you're out serving, the male is out serving, the wife is serving at home, and she serves just right on side of that male. They have issues that are unique to other populations. They feel things that other people don't feel. They go through things that we don't know about, because who is going to pay attention to the wives of veterans? I know there's many organizations. We're certainly looking to partner with those organizations to be able to assist women veterans, not only the women veterans, but those spouses as well, and be able to help the children. What type of mentoring programs they're going through? What issues are they having at school? We want to be able to bring in whatever services that they need. We want to be able to help provide those resources for them.
So I'm proud to say that the South Dade Chamber of Commerce absolutely recognizes this. In fact, we have an initiative right now. We're putting together a website that will serve the military spouse. Okay, I like to use the term spouse because, as you said, 20% of the people on active duty now are female.
Right.
So that means that those spouses,
Okay.
But I know semantics. Yeah. But here's the thing. I mean, if you really think about it, if a service member is overseas doing whatever he's been or she's been called to do, right. and the family has to move, and when they get back, who does that? It's always the spouse.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
When it comes time to move, all right, who's the one that really is spearheading looking for the new house? It's always the spouse. Mm-hmm. Okay. Who's looking at the schools? It's always the spouse.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So we absolutely understand that. And we are working very hard to put together a program, because we have a lot of spouses that are in and out.
Right.
In South Dade. If you look at the number of bases, and quite frankly, throughout the state of Florida, if you look at the number of military bases in the state of Florida, we intend for the South Dade Chamber of Commerce to take the lead in creating this programming that will serve all of the state and then eventually all of the country, because that's just what we do.
Wonderful.
And one of the things that we're doing, and the Miami Marlins is helping us, and I'm so appreciative of this. The Marlins they are having on September 5th, It's a Military Appreciation Day,
Right.
and we're going to pack the stadium, the bowl. We're going to pack the stadium with military members, both
Mm,
veterans and active duty, and reservists who are coming back from being on COVID details.
mhm,
We're going to have some of the service members out on the field so that they can be recognized.
mm,
And we have all of these members of the South Dade Chamber who are pitching in to buy these tickets. The Marlins are giving us the tickets at a tremendous rate,
mhm.
and so we're our goal is to put 200 to 300 service members in the field.
Okay.
Okay, and so
Mhm.
that will be September 5th.
That would
So
be great.
everybody watch out for that. Then the other thing that we're very, very actively working on, as I told you, is I call it a program, but it's actually a website.
Mhm.
And the website is just going to be packed with all kinds of useful information
Right.
and things that the spouse will need if they have to PCS. Help them
Right.
find a home or an apartment where the landlord is military friendly.
Mhm.
You know, when you have to come in and pay first and last in 2 months equal to a security deposit.
Right.
Okay, if you have a $2,000 rent, that's 8 grand
Right.
that you have to have walking in the door.
Right.
Okay, who who can do that? You know, so very few of these, especially those junior members on the young end of the spectrum.
Mhm.
And so what we're looking to do is have landlords and different businesses who will support our military.
Okay.
Okay, who'll give them a break. Let them pay that deposit over time, because the reality of it is when these service members come here, they're usually here for 2 to 3 years.
Right.
Okay, how often will a landlord have a tenant that they know, first of all, is attached to a job that they're going to get a paycheck,
Right.
and then they're going to be here for two
Particularly
or three
now.
years.
Yes.
Okay,
Right.
and when the hurricane comes or the fires or the tornadoes, who's out there? It's that person in uniform that's
Right.
protecting us.
Right. And you know what, too, Les, is what do they give for the service of their country? And I think that at some point people should realize that the things that happen in the military, they say stay in the military, but we know it doesn't because it comes back home with us.
Mhm.
And those things that we can't tell or we can't talk about or people will never understand is what we give for the service of our country. When we have to leave our families and children behind, when we have to go and do these things, we choose to do that. And I would love the day would come, and I know there's many of them out there that are willing to give that, give back to those that have given so much for our country. For when I think about veterans, often it brings tears to my eyes. Quite often, when you think about, I think a lot about the homeless veterans that are on the streets. What can we do about them? What can we do about these? When you're talking, and when I say spouses, and I particularly go to talk about women, it's because there has always been everything is available for men, which is okay. We understand that. But now that we're such a significant part of the military, and we have been for a while, that they would also think about what it is that women would need, women veterans would need, the spouses would need. Not saying that you all that military people have forgotten. It's other people that don't really pose a value, puts a value on our service in the military, and that's the only thing I really want is the awareness that we're here. We've always been here. We're here. Could you recognize us? Could you help us? That is my cry for both the women and then the children. We all, we want our kids to go back and serve. We would love that. It makes us proud. But if they do, let's be able to provide them that little roadmap to get them to where they need to go. So,
You know, Julie, I hear the passion in your voice. I see the passion on your face, and it makes me feel good that there's someone like you that is here. And it should make our viewers understand that this is a person that's genuine, who's trying to do something that's genuine. We sometimes think that the folks in the military, the softness is trained out of them, and so they're tough. Well,
mhm,
that might be when they're in that place where they're supposed to be tough,
mhm,
but sometimes they're supposed to be home, and that softness, that protection, they need it too. And I hear that in your voice, and it it rings a bell, and I'm so glad that you were here. I
Well,
really am.
I'm glad that I'm glad that you invited me here. Of course, I'm so proud that on November 6th that we're having the honoring veterans of war. We have a event, annual event. Never will forget. We don't want those that have gone to war to think that we forgot about them. We will never forget the service that they provide for us. They're gonna fight for us. Those look at all as what's going on in Afghanistan. What we never will forget you and what you've done. So we would like to honor those veterans. We're have a nomination form that someone can reach out and nominate somebody. You were one of our people back when we first started out, our first, and we're proud to have you to be a part of what we're doing. We are grateful to your service and all that you have done for our country and for us.
I will tell you that that was a very proud moment for me, and to get there and not just to speak, but to see all of the people that had been there and knew that, knowing that they shared the things that I was feeling. They knew and they understood what I was saying.
Mhm.
And so, well, what we should have done, and we'll recover from that, is make sure that people know how to reach out to you so that
Yes.
they can nominate that military person, that veteran, to actually come in and be part of your programming.
Mhm.
And that's coming up in November.
Yes, sir. And Carlos has the criteria for nomination.
Hmm.
Carlos has it down at the chamber. So, if anybody wants to in South Dade would like to nominate someone, we would be grateful to look at that and see what we can do. We the first was I think it was 8 males and 2 females. And this year we're gonna split it down the middle.
Okay. Okay.
I have both. I have,
All right.
we'll
Well,
have both.
we have what we call constant contact, where we reach out and we touch all of our members, and we'll make sure that that goes out, so that they'll be able to nominate.
Okay.
Okay, and
Okay, thank you.
it's a wonderful thing.
Okay.
We've run out of time.
Okay.
I have a couple of things that I need to say. I want to pay the bills. Please, please, please pay attention to the upcoming events. We have a uh, Military Appreciation Day that is coming up September 5th.
Mhm.
We have the Polka Run, the South Dade first annual Polka Run, which will be September 18th.
Mhm.
And then we have a health fair, which will be at Miami Dade College in Homestead. This health fair is will be one of the largest that we put on in the year. It's for everyone in South Dade. We will be trying to provide transportation so that if folks don't have a way to get there, we'll make it happen. It's for the general population, not just for our members.
Mhm.
And we will have counselors. In fact, you and I need to talk about having a table or a booth set up for the Alliance so that any female veterans that come, they'll be able to speak to you.
Okay.
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 Again, thank you so much for being here.
You're
This
welcome.
was
Thank you for
wonderful
inviting me.
to talk to you, and I know our viewers, things are going on in their minds right now because this was a powerful show. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so very much. Appreciate you.
All right. You have a great day.
You too, sir.